Let's dive into today's global headlines, weaving together the stories that are shaping the world as we know it, served not with the dry ticker tape of wire reports, but with the warmth and grace of conversation, as if we're catching up over a cup of something lovely. This is Green Ground, and I'm Alvin. Settle in, because today is a day brimming with both hope and sobering realities, with the world stage alive in every corner, from the Mediterranean to the Pacific, from disaster zones to halls of diplomacy. We start in a place that's been in the news, and indeed the conscience of the world, for months. Gaza. After a period of intense diplomacy, whispers and pauses, there's word that a ceasefire is set to begin within the next 24 hours. The hope here is simple and yet profound. To halt the violence that has gripped the region, to offer some measure of relief to people who have endured so much, and to create a window, however fragile, for dialogue and recovery. There's a palpable tension in these moments, isn't there? Because ceasefires are not just about the absence of gunfire or airstrikes. They're about the possibility of everyday life, of children playing in the streets, of markets reopening, of families reuniting. Every ceasefire is, in some small way, a statement of faith in humanity's ability to choose something better than the cycle of retaliation. Of course, these moments are delicate, and it takes not just goodwill, but vigilance and a shared commitment to make them last. So, as we watch this unfolding, let's hold a quiet hope that this pause will be the beginning of something more lasting, something that moves beyond headlines and into the quiet, normal lives that people everywhere deserve. Meanwhile, far from the sun and the sand of the Middle East, a different kind of disturbance shook the earth near Mindanao in the Philippines, where a powerful earthquake, a magnitude 7.4, has rattled the region, sending tremors of alarm far beyond its epicenter. When the ground moves with such force, it disrupts not just buildings and roads, but lives and livelihoods. There's a sense of urgency here, a race against time to assess the scale of damage, to find and help those affected, and to marshal the resources that communities will need to rebuild. This is one of those moments that reminds us of both the fragility and resilience of human communities, how, in the face of nature's force, people come together in ways large and small. We'll be watching this story closely, sending thoughts of solidarity to those impacted, and reflecting on the broader conversation about preparedness, response, and how we can help those facing disasters, wherever they may be. Over in the maritime nations, along the island chains south of Tokyo, typhoon season has flexed its muscle, dumping heavy rain and disrupting daily life. In a place where typhoons are part of the seasonal rhythm, communities still must take precautions. There's boarding up, sandbagging, and keeping an ear to the radio for updates. The waters rise, the winds howl, and then, eventually, the sun returns. It's a cycle familiar to island nations, yet every storm brings its own particular character, its own demand for alertness and adaptation. The silver lining, if there is